And you won't be alone, will you?
An F, A, C, F, D. They might not sound much on their own, but blend them together and...
Blended from the finest single malts for a greater depth. Bells. It's all in the blend.
Foam burst from Imperial Leather. Release the lather.
Leaving your home because you can no longer cope with the stairs can be an emotional and financial nightmare. So call 0800 715 300 and get Stannah Stairlifts to solve your problem. Easily installed on straight or curved stairs, the Stannah Stairlift offers a smooth, quiet ride. A swivel seat that easily folds away, and it's fully guaranteed. Call 0800 715 300, ask for a free brochure, and trust Stannah to make things easier.
What price paradise? With Indigo Holidays from only £689 for 8 days, the Seychelles can be yours. Where powder soft sand meets an azure sea, where nature means everything and time means nothing. This is the Seychelles. From only £689 for 8 days. Call Indigo Holidays now on 0870 11 22 333.
Where can you go? Who do you turn to when you have a debt problem? Baines Ernst are helping people in debt get their lives back together. 8 out of 10 clients said they would recommend Baines Ernst to family and friends. And 9 out of 10 said this service had a positive impact on their lives. If you have a debt problem, they can reduce your monthly payments by up to 80% and turn them into one single affordable monthly payment. So call Baines Ernst now, free on 0500 0500 74. Call now.
When Mr. and Mrs. Farmer wanted a weekend away, they got it on the house. When Mary Giles wanted a new conservatory, she bought it on the house. And when Eric White needed a new car, he got it on the house. If you're a homeowner aged 65 to 90, call Key Retirement Solutions now on 0800 30 80 30. Key offers a range of capital release plans that let you unlock the value of your property. That means you'll get a cash lump sum or income for life. We'll search the market to find a solution that's right for you. What's more, you decide how much capital to release and how much to keep. So when the Daltons wanted to visit their family abroad, they paid for the trip on the house. Find out how Key could unlock the value of your property so you can get more out of life without having to leave the home you love. Call us now on 0800 30 80 30. That's 0800 30 80 30. Key Retirement Solutions, the leading independent equity release specialists.
When am I going to see you again?
Whenever you wish to.
Well then, every day.
We're not doing anything, mate. Just relaxing. Love, golf ball, what do you put them on?
Tea.
Thank you very much. Milk and 2 sugars. Yeah. No, he's easy. Change a couple of nappies, that's it, innit? How old? She hasn't got a mate, has she?
With BT Together for just $18.50 a month, including line rental, evening and weekend calls to anywhere in the UK are now free.
What?
Good luck.
Wait. What? What?
For free UK calls, ring 0800 05 55 55.
Give Daddy the remote.
Who could insure your car for less with a choice of monthly payments?
Magic!
Who offers great service with no forms to fill in?
Magic!
And who gives you a 3-year guarantee on repairs?
Magic!
Join the thousands of drivers who are now switching their car insurance to...
Magic!
To find out if you could be better off with budget, call us now on 0800 247 247. That's 0800 247 247.
Magic!
You'll like our prices, you'll love our service.
Would you like a mortgage that'll work for you, whatever happens? Then call Direct Line on 0800 051 2222.
If you find yourself in a bit of a squeeze, you can reduce your payments or even stop them altogether.
If you find yourself better off, wait, you can increase them and pay off your mortgage sooner.
And of course, you get a great introductory rate.
Whether you're moving house or just moving your mortgage, take the Direct Line for a flexible mortgage now. Free phone 0800 051 2222. That's 0800 051 2222.
Spending time together with your little girl is magic.
Dad! Let's go!
No matter how big your little girl is. Come share the fun, the excitement and the magic at a celebration as big as Walt Disney's imagination. 100 years of magic at the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida.
We share a dream come true.
Think about part-time learning. Think the Open University. Call now on 0800 733 766. Think about the unbelievable sense of achievement. Think about the latest in computer communications. Think about the freedom to study and still do your job. Think about your own personal tutor and making new friends. Think about achieving your potential. Think part-time learning. Think the Open University. Call now on 0800 733 766 for your free prospectus. Do it now.
A house made of straw and a home partitioned by glass walls. Channel 4's at the Ideal Home exhibition. Next.
Look. Sorry. I just,
I think he's trying to say 4 weddings and a funeral. Sunday at 10 on 4.
No.
Please, we need your help now. Call the Red Cross on 0800 587 1144 and give £2 a month. Wherever people are in crisis, with your help, we'll be there. Call 0800 587 1144 and give £2 a month to help the Red Cross save lives.
Where can you go? Who do you turn to when you have a debt problem? Baines Ernst are helping people in debt get their lives back together. 8 out of 10 clients said they would recommend Baines Ernst to family and friends. And 9 out of 10 said this service had a positive impact on their lives. If you have a debt problem, they can reduce your monthly payments by up to 80% and turn them into one single affordable monthly payment. So call Baines Ernst now, free on 0500 0500 74. Call now.
Moben's biggest ever stainless steel sale is now on at over 200 showrooms nationwide. For 12 days, Moben kitchens are half price, with full installation included, and stainless steel ovens, hobs, sinks and chimney hoods by Neff, Technic and Leisure, all at half price. This stainless steel range cooker is just £399. Moben's half-price stainless steel sale ends soon. For your nearest showroom, call 0800 413 413.
What?
Hey, I had a fun time. Now gonna do Lele. Show my body to the
Too small, too steep, too slopey, too stained, too retro chic, too posh, too loud, too bland, too shiny, too close to the road, too creaky, too squeaky, too orange, too close together, too granny, too samey, too frilly, too cutesy, too wonky, too basic, too beamy, too shishi, too weird, too bistro, too nouveau riche, too yuppified, too zen. Need help finding the perfect property? Location, location, location. Tonight at 8:30 on 4.
Following the quiz zone, Richard and Judy look at the rise in women over 40 who are having babies. Is it a healthy trend, or should we discourage motherhood over a certain age? And what's it like to live with Billy Connolly? Pamela Stevenson certainly knows the answer, and she spills the beans live at 5. First on 4 daytime, though, Ideal Homes at Earl's Court.
Ideal Home Show is sponsored by N-Power 4 Homes.
Ideal Home Show coming to you from Earl's Court in London. Now today is press preview day, but tomorrow we will be flinging the doors of this place open to the great British public. But if you're not able to come along, don't worry, because we're going to be with you all week, bringing you the very latest on how to create your ideal home. Everything from new kitchen designs to the very latest in bed technology, because yes, such a thing does exist. Today though, it's back to basics, looking at the materials in which we choose to build our home. And first up, we're asking, is the brick about to become extinct? Is Britain's #1 building material about to be replaced with something new? Charlie Luxton, our top architect, finds out.
Nearly all of our houses are made from this, the brick. It's been around for thousands of years unchanged, and in that time, technology and mankind has moved on a long way. So have materials. So why aren't we using these new materials? Is it because we just don't like them? Or is it because we're not being given the choice? So why are so many houses made from bricks?
I think initially brick was a substitute for stone. In the Victorian era, they decided that the brick was an acceptable finish as well, so brick buildings were then built. Now, we use brick, but we use it more as an external rain screen.
So people don't really want to use different materials, they're happy using brick. Do you think it's to do with perception?
The tradition isn't just in people's perception, it's also to do with manufacturers. There exist manufacturers for brick, so they're not going to relinquish the stronghold on that area of the British market. I think people enjoy living in a solid building. They like the feeling of their castle, as it were.
So what do you do if you don't want a house made of brick, as that's pretty much all developers are offering? Well, you could build a house yourself, and if you do, you'd be amazed at what stuff you can actually build a house from. So Darren, you're building a rather unusual building at the moment. What's so strange about it? What's so new about it?
One of the key things that I'm sure you're interested in is the fact that it's actually constructed from a major global waste problem, car tyres.
Right.
The tyres form a circular wall that's basically earth-sheltered into a south-facing slope. They're rammed with earth. They effectively make a brick which is belted with rubber, steel reinforced, and you know, absolutely perfect. You're into a slope, you've got a wall, you've also got a large thermal mass, you've got a glass front at the front of the open nature of the wall, which lets all the sun's energy in. So you've got a passive solar design at very low cost. And the tyres are all hidden, but they're doing their job. Thousands of these things have been built overseas, about 5,000 we estimate, none in Europe, and we've got planning permission for the first European earthship to be built on the South Downs, 20 minutes from Gatwick. It's in the public eye.
So you don't have to build houses out of brick. We've come to look at this house. It was designed by architect Sarah Wigglesworth. It's a house that uses a whole variety of very unusual materials, and there's not a brick in sight.
What we haven't really used is brickwork, but what we have used is straw bales, timber frame, recycled newspaper insulation, tree trunks, steel work, corrugated iron, zinc, I mean a whole range of things which are not necessarily that common in house building.
So why did you want to use all these very different materials?
Well, I suppose the major motivation is to really encourage people to think more broadly about what's possible to build in.
Are they as good as conventional building materials?
Absolutely. I mean, there are bale buildings in the United States which are 200 years old,
right.
and I mean, there's a lot of 19th century buildings made of bricks here which are nearing the end of their lifespan, so I don't see why, for instance, that particular material couldn't last forever.
These people are obviously pioneers, so I wouldn't expect to see a housing estate built of stuff like this on your street corner in the near future. But what we've seen shows is that houses don't have to be made from brick, and just because they're not, doesn't mean that they're not just as solid and won't last just as long.
Besides the natural fabric of a house, one of the most essential elements to creating your own ideal home is natural lighting. So how do you make sure you get just the right amount, whether you're starting from scratch with a new house or thinking about changing the one you already live in? Amanda Lamb from A Place in the Sun sheds some light on the matter.
We all crave daylight in our homes. There's something very special about natural light. But short of taking the roof off, there are lots of other ways in which we can let our living space really see the light. Architect John McCall and his artist wife Sue have self-built a magnificently modern property in the Pennines that really lets the light flood in.
The way we incorporated light into the design, we looked at what we needed, and we liked the idea of being outside. The design of the place was solved by looking at how we could incorporate most of the light. Every place we can sit and be excited by that space, the sitting room with the corner window.
They're the sort of our equivalent of the Victorian bay window, really. It kind of dissolves the corner of the room. I always say it stops the room from feeling like a box. And of course, the light in the conservatory is really quite unusual because it's coming from above as well as coming from the side, and you get this kind of shadowless light taking place.
I've always been inspired by the light, and the opportunity of building this house was so exciting.
If self-building your home isn't an option, you can always try transforming your existing one, just as Ian and Alex Parsons have with their 1950s house.
I certainly didn't expect this when I came through your front door. It's an amazing house. What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, light, really. The house faces south, and we were getting
it would seem such a shame not to be able to exploit that.
Yeah, this is now the back room. There's no other name for it. I think really why it works so well is there are no load-bearing members in any of the glass in the room. The glass carries the weight of the roof, and therefore you're able to put in these big panels with no obstructions. So it's this lovely feeling that you feel as if you're outside.
One of my favourite features up here are these wonderful windows.
Well, it's not actually windows, it's a door. It's one concertina door, and it folds right back, concertina's back, and parks against that wall there, so that you're in the open air.
And another clever piece of lighting that you've used up here are the skylights above your bed. What made you decide to do that?
Well, this was so that we got light bouncing into the middle of the room, because you don't really want it just on one plane.
Yeah.
And so this comes down and gives you light when you're in the bed. And also that goes straight through to the bathroom as well.
Oh, so this whole window,
this whole window, clerestory window, runs right across the house.
Radical redesign of your home isn't necessarily the only way to let in the light. Nick Houghton has made use of an innovative idea called a tubular skylight system. Nick, I've never seen one of these light systems before. Can you explain to me how they work?
Well, it basically brings natural daylight into a place which is normally devoid of it. It's a little bit like a fibre optic in that it channels the natural daylight down into the house, but it's far easier to incorporate than a traditional skylight, which takes up a large space to give anywhere near the same amount of light you get.
The concept of the tubular skylight is actually very simple. A clear dome on the roof of the building captures daylight with a reflector system and a Fresnel lens. The daylight is then piped through highly reflective tubing to the diffuser located in the ceiling. There are various types of diffusers you can have in the ceiling. This particular one is called an OptiView, and you actually get various images of the sky and the clouds going across through the diffuser.
Well, it's a lot easier on the housekeeping side. They look after themselves, so it's a sealed system, and once installed, you can forget about it.
So that's the basic need for the interior, but what about the exterior? When we're looking for a new home, we always specify price and location, but how many of us would like more choice when it comes to what's going on with the exterior of a house? I mean, let's face it, it's the first thing you see every day when you come home. Well, our style guru, Wayne Hemingway, has been out and about and reckons that proof exists that stylish, affordable new housing can be distinctive. And believe it or not, you don't necessarily have to live in a house that looks just like the one next door.
Taking a drive around Britain today, you see miles and miles of identical housing estates.